Hello viewers, welcome to this short tutorial and guide on how to use our web-based procurement software. This software was developed to enable organizations carry out procurement, receive quotes from vendors without the vendors visiting the office, and interacting with the vendors without the vendors actually coming physically to the office. So this is how it works. You will be given the website and you will log in. The website we are currently using is a free version, but for the paid version, it will be more stable. So now when you log into the website, you will have to this landing page. In this landing page, you see all the organizations that are registered here, for example, and you can log in as an admin, to register more organization. Like this admin, the password will be given to you if the organization has acquired an admin right. So now in this place, this is already the admin dashboard, and you can add organization. For example, we have up to 5 organizations here already, right? We can add additional ones. Just go to organization and let me add, for example, let me add ABC Charity, and then you can choose logo for the organization, right? Any logo that you deem fit. Logo. Just choose any logo, right? Then the address of the organization. The email of the organization. And the phone number. Then the description of what the organization does, maybe hotel services. And then you can register the organization. If you register it, it will automatically appear here. So now this organization ABC Charity has now been registered as an organization that can receive quotes from vendors. This is how to register an organization that can receive quotes from vendors. So the next thing now is that you can now manage the organization. You can come over here and say manage organization. Now here is where you are going to provide all the different services that you want the vendors to provide. Let's say, for example, this particular organization want to get services like supply of laptop, computers with specification maybe 5 terabyte, 1 terabyte TB, RAM size, just something to show specification. The deadline for submission of the quote, let's assume is 25th of September, right? Then you save. It will appear as one of the services here. Then you add another service if you want to, provision of lunch and tea break for 200 participants. Specification of lunch, maybe lunch, maybe it's a buffet. Sorry, that is the correct spelling. And then tea break, different types of tea, right? And this one you want it, the date you want it delivered, the procurement should be submitted, be 17th. You have another service, supply of office equipment, service equipment for let's say 70 LGAs in 3 states. I mean, you have to prepare all this very well. You can see table and desk, printer. What again? Maybe you have a file cabin, right? And that one you want it delivered on the 30th. Okay, so all these services appear in here. Now, when the vendor logs in, let's assume you can also see your vendors here. Let me go back. You can set up the procurement committee later if you want and all that. So you can now log out, right? So the vendors will be at the other end of the service provision. When the vendors log in now, they will see the organization ABC Charity. They open it and they will register as a vendor. ABC Charity, right? They will register as a vendor. So they will come here, registration. Let's assume we have this vendor, Grace Business, and then what they do, they are into maybe hotel business and food supply, right? So they will enter all this information and then they'll enter their password, the password they want to be using to log in. And they must be trained to understand that they will have to keep that password to themselves. So maybe they use the name of the organization. So the organization is Grace Business. So we just say Grace, all in cap, 1, 2, 3, 4 as a password. Grace, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then if they have a CAC and it's a compulsory requirement, they bring in their CAC. This is just an assumption. They upload their CAC and then they will register. They have been registered, right? Now they are asked to log in. So let's register another organization. So let's have another organization. Let's call that Fortune or Furniture Furniture PLC. Furniture PLC, and then you give them a CAC number, then address and all that. What they do, furniture supplies and equipment. Then you give them the password So they may have a different email. And you have, let's call it all caps furniture. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? As a password, furniture. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the password is very important, all in caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you save this one too. And then let's create yet another supplier. All best products. All best products limited. A CSC number. Another information. All types of business. And then let's give it another email. Samsung123 at gmail.com. Then this one, the password will be all best 1, 2, 3, 4. All best 1, 2, 3, 4 as the password. And you can put in upload document for them too. Okay, after we've done this, so each of them now can now log in and select a quote, right? So for Grace, the email was this. So put in the password, which is Grace 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Login. So it takes you here. So here now you can now submit quotation. These are the details for Grace Business Limited, right? Then you submit new quotation. Here you see a drop down of all the services that can be that ABC Charity wants, right? These are all the services online that ABC wants. So let's assume that this organization, Grace Charity, is bidding for the laptops, right? And here now is willing to provide each of the laptop for 1,250,000 up to a maximum of 20, and there will be a tax of 5%. So this gives the total amount. Then quality as specified. Other relevant details as provided in invoice or in quotation. Then here, this one here is important. Let's select the vendor quotation, right? The actual quotation in the vendor letterhead. Then they accept that they are going to provide the service and provide consent, and then they submit. They can now log out. So here you see the dashboard is showing status submitted, award, nothing, this action required. So this on their own end of the dashboard. So now we can now log in again log out this person, and then log in the second vendor. That will now be smson at Yahoo, and the password is furniture 1234, right? Click on login. So this one too can submit new quotes just the same way. Submit new quotes for laptops. We can submit 1.3 for each. 1,300,000, 1,300,000. So quantity 20, tax maybe the same rate 5%, and then location as in quotes, as in request. Then upload also your invoice, your quotation in your letterhead, then consent to supply, and then you submit. So we log out now and do for the last. So you can have as many service providers as possible. They will just log in. So the next email was Samsung 1234 123 Samsung 123 at gmail.com, and the password is all best 1234. Login. So this, each of the vendor is submitting his or her quote on laptop for this particular organization. Submitting 1,170,000, quantity 20, tax rate 5%, and then as specified, with consent, and then submit. So we assume that the 3 vendors are the only one who submitted for that. So we log out and then go into admin, log out from here too. Then you go to admin portal, you log in. Choose the organization, ABC Charity, log in, and then you go to the admin. Just put in we want to start the procurement committee. Okay, so here you see all the quotes showing up here. For ABC, we click manage, and then we create. These are all the vendors, right? They are already appearing here. We create a committee, each of the committee members. So the committee members, now we are going to do their password. Password 1, 2, 3, and 4. They say it should be up to 6 characters at ABC, right? All small letters. save the committee member. Then we create another committee member. One, two, three, four at ABC. So you can have as many committee members as you want for that particular. These are the two we've created. So we can now go back to the committee members can now log in and review the procurement. Bring in the first person, enters his password, which is 1234 at ABC, right? So gets here. And now the committee members can view the invoice and score, right? For example, this guy did not submit invoice, so we can score him what we want, maybe 20. This guy submitted invoice, you can view the invoice like this, right? You can view the invoice if you want to. And then you score maybe 90. And then you view this one too and you score 95. So at the end of the day, you submit. You can actually include if you want to put any file, right? You can actually include your signature. Your signed signature can be there. You can make comment. No invoice submitted, thus disqualified. Okay. And then okay. Then you can save. So after you've done this and saved, you can log out. And then the next person can do the same thing. Procurement committee. Put in his password. The name here is Sunday Semi. Good. The password is the same thing. 1234 at ABC. The same thing, this one scores is sold to. Maybe gives here 10 and say no attachment. Score this one 75, on this one 85. Based on what he reviews here, and the quote and the amount here. Then submit and log out. So after this, you can now go to the admin. So each time you go to the admin, because the admin is a control area, you may likely need to change your password, right? So this now the admin. We have 5 organizations, 4 vendors. So we bring out this ABC, and you can see on all the quotations, their deadlines and status. Bring out the one you want to do, which is a laptop. Open the dashboard, it shows you this. You can see the progress bar: supply, laptop, computers, 1 terabyte, procurement status 75%, 3 quotes received, total quoted value, top score is 85, 82, and the person who had the top score is Grace Business. So here you have all of them. So you can see from here, the person to award the contract is this. So we click award contract. It awards the contract. So we have moved to 60% of the procurement. So contract has been awarded. However, the person needs to receive the contract. We need to accept the contract award, right? So now we can log out. Admin can log out. Just go to the procurement side. So the person receives an email and logs in. Let's log in Grace. Grace no sorry, it's email we are using, samsung@gmail or Grace, and the password is Grace1234. Login. So here you now see Grace now sees on her status or the business status awarded, contract awarded, right? Awarded, right? Awaiting your response. So the Grace now responds, accept offer to supply. So immediately accepts offer, the LPO comes in. Accepts offer, you see the LPO. Can download LPO for the activity. Very beautiful. This becomes the LPO. Look at purchase order, information, justification, and all that. And this can be improved to what you want. So the offer has been accepted, and then you go back to admin. Admin sees something in his or her dashboard like this. Open up laptop procurement, and you see there's a progress, right? So service now to be provided. We will now go in and say, okay, service completed, service progress. You can put update the progress here. Maybe they have delivered up to 90%. You update status. They have delivered 90%. When it is completed, service completed, update status. You complete service, service completed, and then this is the end of the procurement process, right? If you go back to where you have the admin, right, and you open the organization, you will see an evaluation report. Of the procurement committee report that can be kept for audit use, and how Grace Passy was chosen and awarded the contract. All this is done online, so you do not need to download or install the application, and you can do it from anywhere. You can do it from anywhere around the world. Complete procurement process, complete, and we can adjust it. We have the codes to adjust it to what you want. how you want it done for yourself. These are the vendors for the supply of the laptop. These are the procurement committee members. This is the ranking and who was awarded the contract. Very, very simple and straightforward. Thank you for viewing.